All right. Welcome back, everyone. My name is DM Rhino, and today we're going to show you how to make another legacy character. Let's make a legacy character today. Remember, if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe and ring the bell. So let's, of course, go to our create a character over here. Why do we want to create a legacy character? Because some of the adventure books still use the 2014 rules and they haven't been updated, and some people just like to play the old 5e characters. So we gotta create a legacy character for us. So again, we're clicking off all these things. We don't need any of these over here. We just want this. What class are we gonna create today? We created a fighter last time. Let's just go with a bar. Let's call him Leg Barb. Yeah, Barbarian. Let's go with a Barbarian. Let's make him this dude. Yeah, Barbarian. Really fun. Not dice rolling milestone. No combats. Make him public. That's cool. All right, let's go back into it. So, class. We want a Barbarian. Yeah, Barbarian. So they use strength, and constitution. They have a D12. Fantastic. Let's add that barbarian class. Let's go to our level 3, of course. What are the proficiencies for barbarian? Well, simple weapons. Well, we want athletics because they use their strength. Simple weapons, martial weapons, shields, but they get skill sets over here. And intimidation. Yeah, we want intimidation of a barbarian. Now we get our rage, we get our unarmed defense, of course, but now we got to go to primal path. What's a good legacy path or subclass for barbarian? There's so many of them. We can actually see that there is actually, wow, I've got a lot of them over here. Which one would we pick? I think we would pick the totem barbarian. Why the totem barbarian? Because we get to have a spirit. Of course, we get to do a bit of spell casting, rituals, of course, barbarian rage, but then we get our totem, a spirit, which we can choose a totem and get different features. So you can play this barbarian as a totem who has like fluffy toys or something like that. But of course, the real reason why we want the totem barbarian is because we want to pick the bear. Why the bear? While raging, you have resistance to all damage except psychic. Yeah, that's why you pick the totem one, because you want the bear. You want you have resistance to all damage except psychic. Usually rage just gives you piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning resistance, but if you pick the totem one and you go into rage and you hold your little teddy bear, you get resistance to everything except the psychic damage. So that's very cool. Okay, so we picked the legacy guy. Background. What do we want for our barbarian background? Well, let's see. There's a soldier, there's an urchin, there's a sailor, there's an outlander, there's a knight, a gladiator. That makes sense. For barbarian, absolutely. Gladiator, we get acrobatics, we get a bit of performance. We can have a musical instrument. Let's give him a drum. Of course, he's got a performance. We can give him a couple of character traits. Let's roll a 2d8 over here. Ba-bum. We've got a 6 and a 4. He has to be the center of attention and nobody stays angry. Okay, well, very strange for barbarian to diffuse anger, but okay, that's fine. We get another 6. You roll for a 2, so I'm lawful, that's fine. Bonds. I didn't even see that one. That's a 1. Add that. And our flaws. Let's roll the d6 for fun. Oh, shame. He's unable to make friends. Okay, he's unrelatable to his friends. Okay, well, that's okay. Now let's pick our species. Now, for legacy characters, he does kind of look like a dragonborn, so we could make him a dragonborn. We could also make him a half orc, which is really good. If we make him a dragonborn, we do have strength by 2 and charisma by 1, and we get resistance to our type. Well, yeah, let's make him a dragonborn. He looks like a dragonborn. Let's make him a dragonborn. Okay, so what type of dragon? Well, he looks green and he would have damage type poison. Hmm. Let's see. It's a dex save. It's a dex save. It's a con save. I will pick. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, it's a D10. Da-da-da-da. Let's roll a D10. Price it and put it on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bronze. Perfect. We'll pick bronze. Bronze dragon. And then we get dragon breath, and our bronze dragon gives us lightning breath, and we get a lightning resistance. Okay, very cool. Resistance to the damage type. So we get lightning resistance. Good, good, good. All right, now we go to our abilities. Now, we rolled last time. Let's pick standard. Yeah, let's do our standard little thing. Okay, so we know we're going to get a +2 to our strength. So that's immediately going to be a 14, I would say, to give us a 16, right? Our charisma is a +1, but barbarians don't really need a lot of charisma. They need lots of constitution, so maybe we will make our constitution a 15, also give us a +2, and we'll make our dexterity a 12. Let's give us that. We can make. Let's give him a bit of intelligence and a bit of wisdom. Go. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with all of that there because it might need a little bit to make. Well, why don't we just swap this slightly? Let's give that, and let's give that. There we go. So we got a +3 on that, and a +2. So if we need to increase our strength again, it's gonna be an 18. It's okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's pretty simple. Let's go to our equipment. All right. Let's give him a great axe. Let's give him 2 small axes. Uh, let's give him an expensive or unusual. Let's just give him all the weapons. So let's give him a blowgun. He won't know how to use it, but let's give him a love letter. That sounds fine, and we can add that. There we go. So let's wield our great axe. Yeah, because they don't have any armor for their barbarians. And then we go to our character sheet. Ta-da! Let's see what it pops up as. And there we go. Well, we got a +1 on initiative. That's fine. We got lightning resistance because we are dragonborn. And we've got all our stats. And we have our great axe D12. It's a 2-handed weapon. We've got breath weapon, which is really fun. We've got our rage. We can do it 3 times. And remember, when we rage, we are totem. And remember, it says here you get a +2 to your melee attack, which is great. And we get resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. But because we're a totem barbarian, we get resistance to everything except psychic. You can also speak to animals and get a beast sense. Actions over there. There we go. And you can see there. And we can say reactions, others, limited use there. There's our spells. Yeah. There's our inventory, our class feature. If we have a look, we come all the way down here. Again, there's our rage, our path of the totem, and there it says it down there. If you can't find it, it's always going to be at the bottom there, right? Except psychic. So it might not say it over here because this is just what barbarians get for rage, but we have to scroll down for that one there. Okay, there we go. And if we want to give him a feat, what would be a good feat for a barbarian? Well, in our 2014 rules, what would be a great one? Let's see. There's so many of them to pick. I would pick. There are a couple of them that I actually like. So, of course, tough is the go-to. Alert is also fun. Sentinel is really good. And when you hit a creature, when you have an opportunity, their speed becomes 0. Of course, that's always fun. But, for Barbarian, I would also pick Mobile. Why Mobile? Because I think it's speedy now in the new book, but if we have a look at mobile, we go to our feats. We see there, your movement speed increases by 10 feet. When you use the dash action, difficult terrain doesn't cost you any movement on that side. When you make a melee attack against a creature, you don't provoke attacks of opportunity, which is really good. So you can hit something and then move away to hit something else, especially if you're hitting something really big. So that's really fun. Right, so this is really good for a barbarian. It's also good for a thief or for any kind of character that you just want to go in and hit and maybe move to another person. So that's fun. I like mobile for a barbarian. And there we go. Yeah, so that's our barbarian. You can see that legacy characters don't take actually a long time to make. They're pretty standard stock on what we're gonna have a look at, but they're super fun. So remember, if you like this video, hit like, hit subscribe, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you had a wonderful day. I will be back tomorrow with another video. Cheers, everyone. Bye.